close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways.
Guys, so can you hear me? Very well, very good. Nice to have you here. 0 viewers, but I don't care because I will act as I would have 1,000,000 viewers. So yeah, if you watched our last stream, you should know that this was my friend streaming without camera and without voice, only writing into the charts but still live trading. We're usually trading live together, as we are not having separate accounts. We are trading accounts together. It's just something we recognized that it's better for our mental state of mind, as I can confirm my thoughts or my thought process with another person, and the same goes for him. So I will do London streams, he will do New York streams without camera and voice, only writing into the charts. Yeah, but as the session started already, I will run you quickly through the charts on the daily time frame, seeing that we have the bullish portion here, the bullish channel forming, with the after having the bullish break of structure from the last lower high, we changed our market structure into bullish, having our last or recent higher high, higher low, goes on to make a higher high. Having that ceiling price, we can take in consideration that this will be our last daily main push, bullish main push, which we will take in consideration as our dealing range. Clearly also seeing and taking again in consideration that we have a very nice extreme demand area and decisional demand area on the higher time frame from this daily main push, where price already reacted from or rejected from, with aggressively pushing out or pushing to the upside with bullish intent, which I will cover in a few seconds. Yeah, what is important to note here is one thing, that we are in mixed structure right now, where potentially two roadmaps could occur, either after price inducing this structure low and mitigating into the daily decisional, with highly bullish momentum kicking in from there on. I can take in consideration the first roadmap, price to attack the new high and create a new ceiling in price, so replicate the new bullish main push on the daily. But nonetheless, I will also take in consideration, as we have an internal supply here where price mitigated into already on the daily time frame, daily refinement. I will take in consideration that the roadmap could also be price reacting from this internal supply area. As you can see, we started the consolidation. Price could also dive deeper into the retracement from here on, continue the H4 structure, so the bearish trend, the complex pullback on the daily to complete the efficiency of the pullback on daily, to mitigate into the extreme demand area, and to create or replicate from here on the new daily main push, which I would not see as more probable than the first scenario, as we are already very high in price. But nonetheless, one doubt is that we have a manipulation or a potential manipulation right now on the higher time frame. GBP USD inducing this structural high, whilst EU Euro USD is reacting from this internal supply area and also entering a consolidation from here on, which we will take or dissect in a few seconds on the M15. So yeah, because of this divergence, I would not say that one scenario is stronger than the other. I will take both in consideration on the daily. And yeah, on the H4, if we jump into the H4, we clearly summarize that again. We have mixed structure, having our daily main push here with having a very nice decisional demand area and extreme demand area, where price already mitigated into after inducing the structure low, with having bullish momentum to the upside from there on, potentially now attacking the higher high on higher time frame, or maybe consolidating, reacting from this internal supply area to continue there. And then we come to the next trend, H4 trend, replicate the new H4 main push and retracing and dive deeper into the extreme demand area on the daily to then maybe go higher. But I wouldn't take that in consideration more than the other scenario, and the other scenario would be to now redistribute and take the last high to create a new ceiling in price. So we are mixed structure on H4. We have our internal supply and we have our daily decision. This is what we know for now. Overall, we are in bullish markets. On the M15, we clearly can see through inducements that the buyers are in control over the month August, or through the month August, having after the price mitigated into the decision, the first inducement, bullish push out, internal break of structure showing bullish intent, having a second inducement, third inducement, fourth inducement, bullish push out, bullish break of structure to the upside, giving us a very nice extreme area to buy from, which would be for me in this case, if everything else aligns, a B plus setup, as we would have from here on, everything correct trend, correct POI, correct inducement. In this case it would be a low of previous day. If this occurs, I would rank it, and timing, if low time frame confirmation is also there, I would rank it as 60 to 65% win rate. For me, it would be a B plus setup, but that's not the case for this session, I guess. So taking consideration that on M15 we have the last bullish main push, being this one, I see that price entered a complex pullback, and therefore I will not jump into buys yet, as there is no setup to jump in. When it comes to the recent price action today, I see that sellers are in control, clearly pushing price to the downside, having inducement number one in price, bearish push out, mitigation, build up inducement, bearish follow through, trapping all the buyer to get into buys. First SMC trap, second SMC trap, and as I drawed today, before I started the stream, a third trap, and that would be this build up FU candle inducement bullish push out, where buyers were in control, but as we analyze clearly, we recognize that sellers took over control by inducements, having this inducement, bearish follow through, second inducement, follow through, third inducement, follow through. So which means sellers are in control, and most likely this would be a trap, and as price confirmed to me, it was a trap. So I wouldn't also buy from this lower low as it's a trap PI. First of all, being an Asia low. Second of all, being a low which didn't create a higher high. And third of all, sellers being in control, which means this will be my next SMC trip where price will where price will entice buyers to get in. Yeah, what I will look for is an inducement, a manipulation price, my time window. I am already in my time window. Um, and a lower time frame confirmation and nice positioning price, which means area. For now, I know that this area is nothing I would trade. It's a trap for me. Therefore, I will place my magnet here to clearly confirm that I will wait for this area to get taken out for me in order to take a trade, as I need first of all to execute and to have a valid trade. I would need a session inducement, my time window, and a lower time frame confirmation. For now in price, I do not really see an inducement. I do not really see nice positioning in price. To be honest, some selling opportunities. There are no selling opportunities. A buying opportunity could potentially occur for this session, which I would take as if price induces this low of previous day, mitigates into that extreme demand area. And if I'm not sure, this extreme demand area is for me personally a very strong one, as the duration of this pullback was very nice. I think about 4 days in this we were in this retracement. The depth of this duration is very nice to see as price pushed into a decisional area of 50% retracement of the last bullish M15 leg at that time. And this demand is covered by liquidity, having this inducement, build up inducement, mitigation, bullish push out, mitigation, bullish follow through, breaking structure to the upside, showing me a very nice liquidity cycle to the upside where I'm 100% ready to buy from if everything else aligns, like the time window and the lower time frame confirmation. So what I see now here is also having a very nice after the push out test, which could act for me as liquidity to induce before entering into that extreme demand area, which is an advantage for me. The demand area is about 20 pips, which is in my range, so there is nothing I should re-refine in this case. So this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm waiting for. There are no sells. There are potential buys, as I mentioned, and this is a reversal buy from the extreme demand area. As we are first of all in bullish markets, we would enter into a M50 extreme demand area after a SMC trap, after a low of previous day inducement, after a test inducement, having there the time window still still being active with a lower time frame confirmation. That's for me a bread and butter trade. But seeing that price is far away. Okay, we have news right now, which in 50 minutes, which I didn't take into consideration. So let's see what happens here. For now, I see price giving a reaction from this demand area. I will see what happens. Our last bearish inducement was this one, which is covered by liquidity, which I will draw into the charts, because if price now mitigates into that supply area and comes to the to the area where I wanted to see the trip, I would strongly believe that this will be a very nice trip to the downside, but probably not in our time window anymore, as from here on it would be, I think, about 30 pips to the downside, which is not very logical. So let's see what GBPUSD is doing. Okay, actually in GBPUSD we clearly can see that price took out the smart money trap here, as sellers are right now in control. After taking it out, we induced, the time window opened, we entered the not refined area, we entered the block area from this extreme demand area from the 15 bullish main push, where you could potentially buy from, but I think there will not be a setup, as price is doing again the same here. After the mitigation, price is just pushing to the upside, entering the supply area from the last bearish inducement in price, which means that this will be my efficiency, and this demand area becomes not tradable for me anyway after having this mitigation into the supply area. So what I want to see clearly is a manipulation price before I would enter anything here. So either GBPUSD mitigating into that supply area, pushing price to the downside, giving buyers reaction, taking them out, would be one of my manipulations I would like to see. If it's still in the time window, I will take a trade here if I have a lower time frame confirmation, but still also we need to consider that we have again also news here, and in Euro USD, yeah, the only option where I could take a buy is if price induces this again for me trap area. It's not that probable for that to happen in the time window, but we will still take that in consideration. So I have two roadmaps, either buying in GBPUSD after having a session inducement, manipulation, time window, and lower time frame confirmation. I will enter buys as we are in very nice refined extreme areas on them 15. In Euro USD there is one scenario where I would trade this session, and this is if price induces this smart money trap, enters the extreme area from the M15 last main push, induces also this test in the time window with lower time frame confirmation. I will also take this potential trade. Yeah, these are my roadmaps, so I guess it will not happen, but therefore I will end the stream here. You know my potential trades I could enter, or potential roadmaps that could happen, and I guess we will see each other in New York.